Previously, our protagonist is Salaryman, who is out for work, but he accidentally gets hit by a stray bullet, which leads to his death. But he gets reincarnated to another world as a healer with some divine skills from God. Now the story continues, as Broad decides to grant Lucille a well-deserved day off to rest. Though initially puzzled by the unexpected break, Lucille soon realizes that he hasn't had any time off yet. However, the lack of plans leaves him at a loss for what to do. Broad suggests that if Lucille has free time, he could assist in butchering some monsters. Intrigued by the idea of gaining a closer look at monsters and valuable experience, Lucille decides to give it a try. He approaches a door next to the cafeteria and encounters Galba, who seems strangely familiar to him. Galba invites Lucille to chat with him, just as he would with his younger brother. After a moment of thought, Lucille realizes that Galba is Galger's older brother. Galba expertly demonstrates the butchering process, impressing Lucille by efficiently preparing meat from a large boar. Curious, Lucille asks if the cafeteria uses all the meat he butchers. Galba explains that they also sell the meat to other guilds and shops in town to cover the guild's operational costs. Galba also explains that his purpose at the guild isn't solely to teach butchering. Broad sent Lucille there to learn about monsters, particularly their weaknesses and how to deal with them. Lucille initially feels moved by Broad's intention, but he soon realizes that Broad wants him to engage in monster combat. Galba elaborates that such experience will prove invaluable for Lucille's future adventures as a healer. He emphasizes that many new adventurers don't prioritize preparation, unlike Lucille, who wishes to avoid unnecessary risks. Galba remarks that inexperienced adventurers often perceive themselves as heroes and impulsively rush into battle, leading to avoidable deaths. Lucille feels a sense of guilt, but Galba assures him that since Lucille's arrival, the death rate among new adventurers has reduced. The reckless novices eventually learn their lesson after getting seriously injured and saved by someone like Lucille. This revelation heartens Lucille, and he thanks Galba for his words. Galba then challenges Lucille to butcher a horned rabbit. Although uneasy about dealing with warm meat and the smell of blood, Lucille understands the significance of acquiring this knowledge. After the experience, Lucille returns to the cafeteria, where Goldberg asks how the butchering lesson went. Lucille replies that he now feels more grateful for the food he eats. Goldberg understands Lucille's point but advises him to change his clothes. Lucille looks down and notices that they are all covered in blood. As he washes his clothes, he feels disgusted at the idea of consuming meat without considering its source, especially since he has just butchered an animal himself. Nana approaches him and asks if he's okay, but internally, he is still freaked out, unable to shake off the image of the horned rabbit. Despite feeling uneasy, he manages to put on a smile and assures her that he's okay. However, Nana notices his pale face and cold hands, suggesting that he might be mentally exhausted. Lucille is surprised by her concern but appreciates her comforting presence. Returning to eat dinner, they have stew made from the horned rabbit. Lucille expresses his gratitude to Galger for the food. Galger serves Lucille his usual glass of Substance X, which leaves him traumatized for life. 3 days later, Lucille is granted another day off, but the problem remains the same: he doesn't know what to do. He realizes that his magic training has been progressing slowly, and he comes to the realization that as it levels up, it becomes harder to reach the next level. Lucille wonders if Broad is busy or occupied with something when suddenly, Nana and Melina grab his hands. Perplexed, Lucille doesn't understand what's going on until Marnell explains that Broad asked the girls to help him study. However, Lucille is concerned about being targeted by other adventurers if they see him with the girls. They take Lucille to the guild's library, where they show him various types of books. Nana hands him books on monsters, Marnell provides books on country laws and regions, and Melina offers books related to medicine. Lucille questions the need for so many books, but the girls assure him that they are essential for his studies. Deciding to start with Marnell's books about countries, the girls eventually leave, but Nana stays to teach him the basics, as Broad had requested. Lucille is confused when they hear that the girls didn't expect Lucille to pick the most useful information. Nana explains that Broad only asked her to teach him, but the other girls got curious to find out what interests Lucille. They open a book with a map, and Nana explains the world depicted on it, including the Republic of Sinshiro, their current location, governed by the church, which also oversees the Healers Guild. Nana also mentions that their country is the only one in the world that has abolished slavery, leaving Lucille feeling glad to be there. The girls also introduce the independent city-state of Yenis, a beast-folk country. From then on, Lucille's days become filled with training, healing, study groups with Nana, butchering, and odd jobs for the guild. 6 months pass, and one day, while checking the guild's earning ranking, they notice the lineage of the White Wolf topping the rank again. They speculate that the party group might soon reach a higher rank, but their conversation is interrupted when they squish Lucille with their bodies. Lucille asks for some space, but they only get closer, insisting that they're just bonding. Nana rushes to save Lucille, but Melina notices that his clothes are barely fitting him. He has become more muscular. Nana decides to accompany him to buy new clothes, and Lucille is relieved that she's still wearing her uniform. Otherwise, it might be seen as a date. He He thanks her for the help but offers to go alone, yet Nana insists on coming due to recent dangers. Lucille wonders if Nana was also an adventurer, but she keeps it a mystery. After getting new clothes, Lucille expresses his gratitude for Nana paying for them, but she reveals that Broad provided her with the money too. Suddenly, they hear a scream and rush to find Monica lying in a pool of her own blood. Lucille hands his bag to Nana and takes Monica to the Adventurers Guild. He waits patiently for her to regain consciousness. When she wakes up, Lucille explains that he heard her scream and found her injured, but his healing spell couldn't heal the poisoned wound. Thus, he used the Cura spell, which successfully saved her. Nana suggests that the attack might have been an attempted murder, and Nana speculates it could be the work of mercenaries. Curious about who could have hired the mercenaries, Lucille asks, and Monica reveals a troubling story about her friend being forced into slavery after being unable to pay the bill at a healing clinic. Lucille is confused because slavery is illegal, raising further concern about the situation. Monica explains that slavery is only illegal in their country, not in others. She had publicly objected to this, which could be a motive for the attack. Lucille wonders if she knows any healers capable of paying for an assassination, and Monica mentions Botticelli, who runs the city's largest healing clinic. The possibility that Botticelli may be associated with the Healers Guild worries Lucille, fearing that returning to the guild might put Monica in danger. Concerned for Monica's safety, Lucille asks Nana for permission to let Monica stay at the Adventurers Guild, which Nana agrees to. In the evening, Lucille sit in cafeteria and think about how lives are treated as toy in this world. He promises himself to work harder so that he can save more people. Then both Monica and Nana arrive. Monica express their gratitude, and when Monica asks how she can repay him for healing her, Lucille reassures her that she doesn't need to pay. He suggests they consider it a repayment for her past kindness or, if she prefers, they could share dinner together, stating how good Gulgar food tastes. Hearing them, Gulgar offers some food to Monica. She thanks him and gets emotional. 1 month later, the man who attacked her was arrested. However, no connection was found between him and the healer. Meanwhile, Monica finds kindness and acceptance while working at the Adventurers Guild. 2 months later, Broad urgently rushes into the guild and asks Lucille to save the beast folks of the lineage of the White Wolf, who are on the verge of death after confronting a monster overrun in a mine. Lucille immediately responds to the urgent call and rushes to the scene. He uses his healing abilities to tend to the injured beast folks, doing everything in his power to save them. With dedication and skill, Lucille works tirelessly to stabilize the wounded, easing their pain and providing much-needed healing. After healing one of the beast folk, he is out of mana and feel dizzy, but Broad support him and give him a mana potion. After drinking, Lucille successfully manages to heal the 3 injured beast folks, but the effort leaves him exhausted and he passes out. He wakes up in Adventure Guild with Nana by his side. He ponders on how he couldn't heal some of the other adventurers who were injured in the incident. Over time, Lucille's stats significantly improve, and he feels proud of his progress after spending a year in this new world. He confides in Broad about his feelings of not progressing enough, but Broad reassures him that improvement takes time and believes in Lucille's potential. Lucille expresses his gratitude for Broad's support and shares his plans to save money for buying new grimoires to learn more spells. He wishes to work outside the town but intends to return to the guild for training and healing jobs at a reasonable fee. Lucille dreams of opening an affordable clinic for everyone and shares this ambition with Broad, who is impressed with his determination. Thankful for Broad's support, Lucille sets off for the Healers Guild. This brings an end to our episode. If you enjoyed it, then don't forget to like, share and subscribe our channel, Annie Explainer. See you in the next video.